up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the breakdown video for the Canelo versus Ryder Undisputed Super Middleweight Championship fight that's taking place Saturday, May 6th in the main event of a DAZN pay-per-view card, as it's going to feature the Undisputed Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez, defending against the WBO interim champion and former world title challenger, John Ryder of the United Kingdom. Now, before I get into this video, guys, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support I can get as I push my channel out there. And if you don't like what I'm doing, thumbs down, leave me a comment why you don't like what I'm doing. I accept it at all. So, now, if you guys haven't seen a breakdown video, I'm going to go over what the fight means, you know, in general to the public. Then we knock down both fighters, what they've done rolling into the fight. We usually look at their last 3 fights. Then I take each fighter individually and ask the same 5 or 6 questions. And then I usually start with the champion and then a challenger in a championship fight. And then the last 2 things is, you know, is it better for boxing if one or the other wins? And then my prediction. So this fight, what does it mean in general? I mean, it means a lot to the super middleweight division, but in general to the public, it doesn't mean very much because, you know, a lot of people want to see Canelo fight more known name fighters, but John Ryder's a good name, and people, you know, I wish they would give him more love because this guy's been in the ring with some good fighters. You know, he lost to Billy Joe Saunders years ago. He lost a controversial decision to Callum Smith back in 2019. And that was when Callum Smith was sitting at the top of 168. He was the man at 168, #1 and champion. And just over a year later, Canelo beat Callum Smith. So there was a lot of people that thought John Ryder beat him a year before that. So, you know, and then just last year, you know, Ryder got a couple nice wins, particularly over Daniel Jacobs, which we'll get into. But you know, it is a good fight against two of the. I got the #1 guy in Canelo, and then you can argue number 3 or 4, or you can even argue prior to David Benavidez beating Caleb Plant, you could argue John Ryder for the #2 spot over Benavidez. You could argue it if you look at their resumes. So you know, John Ryder's a good super middleweight. And he's getting a crack at, you know, Canelo, the king of the division and the most popular fighter in the sport. And people are going to knock it saying, you know, it's a tune-up. But even Canelo's called it somewhat of a tune-up because Ryder, it doesn't seem to be on the level. But again, he's a solid super middleweight that deserves some respect. So I just want to throw that out there. But it's for the undisputed title. It's a big fight. It's a mandatory fight because John Ryder is the WBO interim champion, so it means something to Canelo's title reign and being able to hold on to all 4 belts. So, you know, it goes a long way. Now, let's jump into each fighter. We'll start with the undisputed champion, Canelo Alvarez, and we'll look at what he's done rolling into this fight. Well, Canelo is coming off of a convincing but kind of a lackluster unanimous decision win over Triple G Gennady Golovkin in their 3rd fight. I think a lot of people wanted Canelo to knock him out. He did injure himself in that fight. That required surgery, but you know, he got a deserving decision, but Triple G closed the fight strong. So I think a lot of people wanted to see him finish Triple G off, but I don't think people are respecting how good Triple G really is when they say that. But be that as it may, Canelo didn't get the knockout. He got the win, though, and retained his undisputed title. Now, prior to that, he moved up to 175 and really got outworked and outclassed against Dimitri Bivol in May of last year, losing a deserving and convincing unanimous decision. And then prior to that, he maybe scored the best win of his career, a complete 11th round knockout victory over Caleb Plant to become to unify all 4 belts and become the undisputed super middleweight champ. So Canelo Alvarez has a lot going for him. Very good. You know, he's trying to shake off the surgery, and he's highly motivated. He's also fighting in his home country in Mexico for the first time in a while, in years. So he's highly motivated, and he also wants that rematch with Dimitri Bivol. and he knows he has to be impressive against Ryder to do that. Now, what kind of style, what kind of fight does Canelo need to have to win this fight? I think he just needs to break John Ryder down. John Ryder is a solid southpaw, but I think he needs to use his blueprint from the Billy Joe Saunders fight and the Caleb Plant fight of breaking down the body and working to the head. Don't throw one punch at a time. Break him down, beat him up, stop him. And I think Canelo Alvarez can be very successful with that. Now, what does can Canelo win this fight by knockout? I think he can break John Ryder down. I really do. I think he can break him down and stop him. So, can he one-punch knock out John Ryder? I think John Ryder is a very good, tough fighter. That's why his nickname's Gorilla. So I'm going to say more likely it's going to be a breakdown stoppage win, which is more Canelo anyway. Excuse me one second. Now, can Canelo win a decision? Yeah, I think he can outwork and win a clean decision over John Ryder. What does a win mean for Canelo? Well, it means a lot in terms of keeping him going and towards the next bigger thing, which is a rematch with Bivol or a showdown with David Benavidez. So it really keeps him rolling towards that, and so he needs to win this fight in order to get there. So it means a lot. What does a loss mean for Canelo? A loss would be devastating to a guy like John Ryder. I mean, devastating, period, to lose another fight right now. But to lose to a guy like John Ryder, you take Canelo completely out of the pound for pound mix, and he's just a regular but popular fighter. So a loss really, really hurts Canelo Alvarez here. Now, we're gonna move over to the underdog, the challenger, the WBO interim champion, John Ryder, and break him down. Now, Ryder rolling into this fight, he's hot, he's confident. John Ryder's last 3 fights, he beat some unknown guy in 2021, stopped him in 5 rounds. Last year, he scored the biggest win of his career, 12-round split decision over Daniel Jacobs, who was outboxing him in the first half of the fight, but he closed the fight very strong. He looked very good in the second half. Made the fight very close, and he walked away with a split decision in a good fight. So, you know, a lot rolling for John Ryder coming into this one. And then in his last one, it wasn't the exact result he wanted, but he got the win, a 5th-round TKO win when Zach Parker had to retire with an injury. So John Ryder became the interim champion off of that and put himself in line for a title shot. So he's rearing to go. He's fully confident and ready to go. And the last time he fought the top dog in the division, he beat him, or he fought his ass hard in Callum Smith and almost walked away with a win in a controversial decision. So this guy's used to playing the underdog. He likes that feeling. He's ready to go, and this is the biggest fight of his career. Now, what does he need to do to win this fight? I think he needs to kind of box, but try to keep Canelo on the inside so he can box him and hurt him. I really think that'll go a long way if he can do that. But it's not going to be easy. So it's going to be good, an interesting fight for him, but definitely not going to be easy. So I really think he's got a good chance. That's the best chance he has. Now, what does a win mean for John Ryder? A win means a lot for John Ryder. It's the biggest win of his career. It's just everything for him. You know, he absolutely, it's something that, I mean, he could retire on that. He'd have a career the rest of his life, a legacy type win. He becomes undisputed champion. I mean, just so many things come with a victory. What does a loss mean for him? I don't think it hurts him too bad because nobody's expecting him to win anyways. And then he'll get Canelo on his resume, win or lose, and he can still have a great career following that. So I don't think a loss really hurts him. A bad loss, though, definitely takes him out of the top 5 if he loses badly. Now, can he win by knockout? I don't think so. I think Canelo it's very tough to hurt Canelo. I don't think John Ryder can beat him by knockout. He's not a big knockout guy anyways. Can he win a decision? That'd be his best bet, to win a tough, grueling, hard-fought decision. Maybe he can pull that one out. Now, is it better for boxing if Canelo retains his undisputed title or if John Ryder becomes the undisputed champion? I mean, this is obvious. It's better for boxing if Canelo keeps winning. He has the biggest draw. He's a huge name worldwide. Everybody wants to fight him. No Nobody really knows John Ryder. He's a little older. I don't think anybody, you know, it would be good for boxing per se if he wins. It's a good story, but it's a temporary story. We need elongated things in boxing, and that's what Canelo provides. And then overall, my prediction on the fight, who's going to win this undisputed title fight between Canelo Alvarez and John Ryder? Canelo Alvarez. He's going to win by knockout, in my opinion, or a decisive decision and retain the undisputed belt. So that's it. That's what I got. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is True Boxing. You've been here with the truth.